Hello everyone, my name is RC and welcome to my channel, Sense, Style, Sports, and More, where we obviously talk about the things that were mentioned and anything else that interests us. Today we have a fragrance review, and this is going to be starting off something new I'm going to be doing here for the next few weeks, and it could go on for quite some time. We're going to do a Throwback Thursday, and on this Throwback Thursday, we're going to go to a fragrance that came to me probably late 80s, early 90s. This was my cousin's signature scent from years. He has since passed on, but it was something that the fragrance was so familiar, and it was a really nice fragrance that lasted a long time. Seemed like it was nuclear before nuclear was nuclear. And our first Throwback Thursday fragrance is Paul Sebastian. Paul Sebastian is a fragrance, again, I came to in the late 80s, early 90s from my cousin. I was pretty young then, but I was introduced to the fragrance by him when I was just really starting to get into fragrances. And I think the only thing that I really had sort of experienced at the time was probably Drakkar. So this fragrance opens up with some lavender. It opens up with some sage, and it opens up with a little bit of nutmeg. So this fragrance is going to be more of a subtle, sort of a softer profile, but it's a spicy profile. And this fragrance is an absolute projector. Now, I told you that what really matters to me is the smell. So it checks the box there. The projection checks the box there. And the performance checks the box there. So and when you get into your heart notes of this fragrance, you're going to get some ylang ylang and some rose. Now, there's some other notes, but my nose simply does not pick it up. I think it's the ylang ylang in this fragrance that sort of gives it a little bit of a sweeter profile. And it's the sweetness that's sort of mixed with the spiciness of the nutmeg and the other top notes. Now, it has a slightly powdery nuance that could come from the lavender. Now, this fragrance is more linear, so you don't really go through the stages of development with this fragrance. But once you put it on, these are the notes that you'll pick up. Now, you'll also pick up some musk, which is one of the base notes, and they tether that to the skin also with some amber as well. And those are the notes that I picked up when, I smelled this fragrance over the years. The musk and the amber are blended together extremely well, and it provides for an extremely smooth fragrance. Now, the fragrance also it has some oat moss and patchouli. My nose does not pick up the oat moss or the patchouli. Now, the amber and the musk are always a good combination. The ingredients were great, and the oils that they used were super smooth, and it just provided for a nice, relaxing fragrance that was versatile. You could dress it up. It could be a morning fragrance. It could be something that you wore to church, to the office, for anything that you wanted to do. Obviously, back then, it was a date fragrance, and this fragrance always performed extremely well. And one of the things I liked about this fragrance, no one ever said that this fragrance was off-putting. So it was a fragrance that really had mass appeal before people were talking about mass appealing fragrances. Again, imagine a fragrance that I've never heard anyone say that they didn't like or that it was too strong or too weak. It was always just right. The sillage on this fragrance was absolutely amazing. And wherever you would go, you would know that someone was wearing this fragrance. To this day, I still recognize this fragrance. You see, I still have a bottle of the fragrance, and this is the old throwback bottles. Over the years, I've always kept a bottle of this fragrance in my collection along with some other fragrances. I'll be honest with you, I don't wear them very much anymore, but I still like every now and then to go back to some of these old fragrances, and it just sort of triggers memories in my mind. Now remember, fragrances and scents has the ability to sort of stimulate the pleasure centers of your brain, and when I smell this fragrance, it's all smiles for me because it brings back happy memories of me being a teenager and time spent with my cousin and my brother and the people that we were friends with and hung out with during that time. Now, if you're looking for a throwback fragrance, guys, you can still find this online. You can still find it at some stores. You're not going to find it in the major department stores, but you can find this sometimes like at Walgreens and TJ Maxx and places like that. I think it's worth looking into. How many of you guys remember this fragrance? How many of you guys wore this fragrance? Did you like it? How did it perform for you? Listen, go out and get you something that's going to make you smell absolutely amazing, because everybody should smell good. And remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.